What is up, comic fans, and what a time to be a comic fan. It is almost the first Saturday in May, and that means Free Comic Book Day is right around the corner. We're going to talk about it and go through the entire list of books to be excited for that you can find in a local comic shop for absolutely free right after this. Be sure to hit the description below, find some links for some fantastic resources in this hobby like Big Time Collectibles, JustinComicx Cleaning and Pressing, and most importantly for this video, ABX Comics and Games. That's my local comic shop. I'll be there for Free Comic Book Day, picking up books, meeting community members, hanging out, having a good time. ABX throws down for Free Comic Book Day. They always have like a mini con where all the local talent in Augusta, which there's a lot of, get together. They come together like butt cheeks. They set up and they have their arts and their wares and their all kinds of stuff. And it's really fantastic. I look forward to this event every year. And if you don't know what Free Comic Book Day is the annual event hosted by Diamond, which is out of business. It's going to be weird. This might be the last year for Free Comic Book Day unless it changes hands. But they get together with retailers and come together with a list of tons of books that they're able to offer to the stores at a very low price, and the stores turn around and give them away for free, for absolutely free ski. They do this in an effort to draw in new readers, bring folks into the store, get people into the hobby, and it works. It's a huge event. It's probably the biggest comic book event of the year outside of going to like San Diego Comic-Con or Heroes Con or something like that. This is it. This is what people look forward to. And on top of that, it's a great opportunity for comic stores to boost their sales, because even though they're giving these books away for free, there's tons of merchandise in their store that you can purchase or pick up. And a lot of shops take the opportunity and the extra foot traffic to host fantastic sales. And this is kind of like the Black Friday for comic shops at a lot of places. It isn't going to be like that for everywhere. And it'll be different from shop to shop, but definitely worth checking on. And today we're going to look at the entire list of books that you can walk into a shop, grab off the rack, and walk out of and not get arrested. That's pretty fun, right? So Diamond hosts this, so all your Marvel and independent stuff will be coming from Diamond. DC Comics uses a different distribution service called Lunar Comics, so theirs will be coming separate. But before we look at the books, this is the art for this year. Every year, they hire an artist to design the logo design for Free Comic Book Day. And this will be featured on t-shirts and swag and stuff like that you can also pick up for a price. And that's a good way for shops to get some money back to cover the cost of the actual books. I try to pick up a shirt for the fam every year, and pretty cutesy art there. It reminded me of Scotty Young a little bit. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into the books. There's a lot of them to go through. There's something for everyone in this list. Literally everyone. Not exaggerating. But we're going to start with DC Comics because that's where my heart is. And from DC Comics, we have a flip book. This is going to be the one for the grown-ups. This features the brand new Superman Unlimited from incoming writer Dan Slott. A lot of people have mixed feelings about Dan Slott, but it is the year of Superman. It's the summer of Superman. He's taking over. And in the front half of this book, we're going to get our issue 0 first preview look at the new ongoing series featuring Superman. And on the flip side, what everybody's going to be looking for, myself included, is the Absolute Comics story. We don't know what's going on with this. There's supposedly this new character who's hiding in the wings, who's been watching, he's been planning and plotting. We don't know who he is or what his involvement is in all of this stuff, but based on that silhouette shape, it almost looks like a traditional Martian Manhunter, in my opinion. It's pretty interesting that we're doing a flip book, because that's kind of where the Absolute Universe started, with the DC All-In Special flip book. And if you go back and look, that book is not cheap. So this book might have a little bit of oomph to it. This might be one of the ones that everybody's after. So you might need to get there early if you want to grab this one. DC's popping right now. But they also have stuff for the kids. We're going to have Kanga Yu, as well as Superman's Good Guy Gang. So something for everyone again. And I like that the Superman book there features Guy Gardner as well as Hawkgirl, who will both be featured in the upcoming Superman movie by James Gunn this summer. So they've got some smart marketing going on. Really, really smart there. But again, something for the adults and the kids alike. And now if we move over to the actual list from Diamond, from Previews World, there's 2 tiers of these books. So the availability at your shop may vary a little bit. There's what's called the gold tier and the silver tier, and it's based off the amount that a shop participates in the event, how much they buy in. It grants them different access to the different books. But kicking it off with the gold tier books, we have Archie's Comic Spectacular. as well as a Power Rangers VR Troopers book that some of the cover art on these will not be the final cover art. Just give you the heads up on that. But that Power Rangers book is definitely one that I've got to grab for myself. Then we have Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures from Dark Horse Comics, Thundercats and the Powerpuff Girls in a crossover book featuring a little homage to the first appearance of the Thundercats in comics there. I Hate Fairyland. Again, not final cover on that one. We have a Speed Racer issue number 0. Then we're going in for the Amazing Spider-Man as well as the Ultimate Universe. A lot of times the Marvel comics will feature multiple stories in one book, and that's no different this year. We also have the Fantastic Four with the X-Men. Now, I do know that that Ultimate Universe is supposed to be the first glimpse at our upcoming summer event that they're doing with the Ultimate Comics over at Marvel. And then for the kids, we got some Disney Phineas and Ferb. Then we have some Dr. Seuss graphic novels. And then another one that's on my get list, can't miss list, is the Energon Universe 2025 special. It's a wraparound cover featuring the Joes this year. Last year, we had the Energon book feature some Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers art. Now we got the G.I. Joe on it. It's going to be a 3-part story highlighting the G.I. Joes, the Transformers, as well as Void Rivals, saying that it's a good jump on point as well as a big revelation for longtime readers. So I'm really excited for that one. Now, if we're moving into the last few from the gold tier here, we have Minecraft the manga number 1. I assume that this one's going to go fast. Any and all kids that walk in that store are going to be picking this one up. Minecraft is a phenomenon right now, and it's still just all over the internet, crushing it at the box office. Perfect timing to get a Minecraft book into a comic shop and hopefully make some lifelong comic book fans and readers out of the younger audience that come in to celebrate. Then from Titan Publishing, we have Conan, Scourge of the Serpent. And then if we move from the gold titles into the silver titles, we have Valiant Zombies Resurrection. Valiant Comics has been on a small little comeback since they got bought out by Alien Publishing. And that's pretty cool to get a little zombie action there. Always got a large zombie audience. And then we have the Mighty 9 Origins featuring a Black Hammer story as well. Black Hammer is a Jeff Lemire story, I believe. So that one might get swooped up. Jeff Lemire has a good audience. Boom Studios is putting out a 20th anniversary special. Then we have Godzilla, the New Heroes. I'm an any and all Godzilla collector, so I'll have to be picking this one up from IDW. Keenspot's putting out a book called Toy Box. Keenspot will be mentioned again later in this video as something that everybody's going to be after. But also from IDW Dark, a new imprint it looks like. Find Your New Fear. It looks like we're getting maybe a horror anthology out of that. Then we have The Lost Marvels. It looks like featuring Dominic Fortune there, which is pretty cool, aka the Scorpion. From Dynamite, we have Disney's Gargoyle, Demonia, and then Bad Kitty. I'm not familiar with Bad Kitty. There it is again. Keenspot is back for probably what's going to be the hottest book for Free Comic Book Day. Mark Spears' Monsters is absolutely still crushing it. This man is hotter than a fish fry. His art is just everywhere, selling like hotcakes. People are chasing it down. This monster series is what really set him off into stardom. He was around, but this series just put him completely over. So I think that this is going to be one that people are most definitely gunning for first. But then from Mad Cave Studios, it looks like we're getting a Phantom issue number 0. I'm a big fan of the Ghost Who Walk, so I'll be definitely picking this one up. Interested to see if it'll be turning into a mini series or ongoing series. We have the Dick Tracy stuff going on right now, some Flash Gordon. It's awesome to get the Phantom. And then one that I'm not familiar with is Saka. I'm not sure what that one is. I'm terrible at reading sometimes. But we have Marvel Voices 2025, as well as a new Star Wars book with beautiful cover art. Got a little bit of Qui-Gon as well as Luke Skywalker there. And then again for the kids, we have the Marvel Iron Man Awesome Friends and Spidey and His Amazing Friends in a double feature. Coming from a publisher that I'm unfamiliar with, I think it's Omni. It's Blood Type, Terror in the Jugular Vein. Pretty wild. Will Eisner's getting a comic biography this year. And then King Arthur and Princess Guinevere. That's pretty cool. I remember that from my childhood, I think. Then we have a Flash Gordon Adventures for some of the younger readers and some of the Flash Gordon fans out there, just to add a little bit more to their collection. Then we get a book called Hero Bear and the Kid, as well as Creaky Acres. Then for the Judge Dredd fans out there, Best of 2000 AD. That one's definitely probably going to be picked up by a handful of people. Hulk Teach. We have another one for the younger audience. And then Snow Monkey, a new title from a publisher called Red 5, I believe. Next up, we have Transformers Worst Bot Ever. So Energon doesn't have a lock on everything. So from Skybound, they're putting out one that looks like it's for a younger audience, which is awesome. Transformers has fans of all ages. I know that just from my household alone. So I'll definitely be aiming to get this one for my kid. I know that Finn's going to probably see that and want it, possibly. Black Mirror is also getting a comic book, not final cover, and then as well as a graphic novel called Champion. Looks like it's written by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and illustrated by Ed LaRock. That'll be interesting to see what that's about. Then Mega Man is getting his own book this free comic book day, as well as the video game Diablo. And then Disney's Stitch in a story called Best Food Forever. And last but not least, we have Street Fighter versus Final Schools, as well as Kagurobaki. And sorry again. And then Def Leppard's Hysteria. So as I mentioned, there's literally something for everybody in this list. Absolutely anything you can think of. I'm definitely excited to dive into that absolute story from DC Comics and see what they're really cooking up over there. That Martian Manhunter story that we've gotten is one of the most wildest and biggest deviations from what we've known. And could it be possible that more Martians are coming? And that's our first big glimpse at the possible event level threat in the absolute world. I don't know. The Phantom looks fantastic, and I'm always interested in what's going on with the Energon universe. But leave me a comment below. Let me know what you're looking forward to, and what book do you think is going to be the hot book for Free Comic Book Day? Every year there's one. Every year there's at least one that's just goes fast, hard to get, and everyone seemed to want. I think it's going to be Mark Spears' Monsters, issue number 0. Original story being told in there, and there's a lot of fans out there that cover collect, but myself, I'm reading this story. I need it. I need that comic. Give me that paper. But I'm excited for this year, excited to see what ABX has in store. I'm excited to hang out with some friends like Geek Out with Roscoe. Brian LCS are coming down to Augusta to ABX to celebrate Free Comic Book Day. If you're in driving distance in the area, come down. ABX, Comics and Games. It's the place to be for Free Comic Book Day. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.